Welcome everyone to Coin New Yen Review channel. Before we dive into today's episode, don't forget to subscribe, like, and share so more people can discover us. Enjoy the show. My celebrity wife of 3 years suddenly gained the ability to read minds. I was completely unaware of this. To bring him and his first love together, I was still diligently playing the role of the villainous male supporting character. On the surface, I refused to divorce her. You two will never rekindle your old flames in this lifetime. But inside, I was cursing. Your first love is almost tormented to death by me. Why don't you hurry up and sign the divorce papers? I'm still waiting to finish filming and get 1 billion in separation fees to fill a yacht. But I never expected the actress not to play by the rules. After she exposed our relationship to the meteor, I was immediately trending on social media. While filming on set, I deliberately pushed Bai Ningbing's first love into the water. This really broke her heart. She pulled him up and rushed to the hospital. According to the plot in the book, tonight she would divorce me, then coldly and ruthlessly throw 11 billion in separation fees at my face, telling me to get out of their sight forever. As I was about to wrap up my role, I tried to suppress my laughter. The moment I pushed open Bai Ningbing's office door, I crossed my arms and lifted my chin, adopting an arrogant and self-destructive demeanor. Did Chen Zi get hit? Bai Ningbing impatiently raised her eyes to look at me. A surge of ecstatic joy exploded within me. Wahaha. Are you furious? I'm so wicked. Why don't you quickly throw the divorce agreement and that 1 billion black card in my face and tell me to get lost? He just caught a cold. I'll be fine after taking some medicine. Bai Ningbing's indifferent answer annoyed me greatly. Is this the attitude of a female CEO who wants a divorce? I kicked her most cherished vase, shattering it. Deliberately adding fuel to the fire, I said, just that hooligan Chen Zi still wants to snatch my wife. He's simply dreaming. I refuse to divorce. You two will never rekindle your old flames in this lifetime. But inside, I was thinking, if humiliated your first love so much, why aren't you cursing me yet? Come on, now's your chance. Throw your filthy money in my face. Unexpectedly, Bai Ningbing showed no anger at all, and even stared at me with interest, smiling. Don't worry, husband. I didn't prepare a black card, nor do I plan to divorce you. I instantly froze in place. What do you mean? You're not divorcing me? Am I not wicked enough? That shouldn't be. I've been acting exactly as written in the book, constantly seeking trouble. Just as I wondered why the plot felt off, a warm embrace suddenly wrapped around me from behind. Bai Ningbing hugged me softly, doting. Today is our 3rd wedding anniversary. I'll come home tonight and have dinner with you. You should get ready. Get ready for what? I'm just a cannon fodder male supporting character. Chen Zi is your official male lead. 3 years ago, a sneeze of mine threw me into this melodramatic CEO novel, becoming Bai Ningbing's wicked ex-husband. My daily mission was to create all sorts of difficulties for the male lead and trip up the rekindling romance between the male and female leads. To finish filming early and get my 11 billion separation fee, I worked diligently every day, conscientiously following the plot. At first, everything was going smoothly. He fled, he chased. Neither of them could escape. Until half a year ago, after Bai Ningbing had a car accident, everything became strange. Bai Ningbing tore up all her photos with her first love and was cold to Chen Zi, who had just returned to the country. I reflected on myself. Was my villainous male supporting character acting to fail? Was the male lead not pathetic enough so that I couldn't salvage Bai Ningbing's storyline? Therefore, whenever there was a scene targeting Chen Zi, I put in extra effort, trying to make it as real as possible. As a result, Chen Zi was tormented badly by me, yet Bai Ningbing remained unmoved. I racked my brains but couldn't figure out what exactly went wrong. Husband, you've been hiding in the bathroom for an hour. If you don't come out, I'm coming in. Bai Ningbing's teasing voice came from outside the door. Huddled in the bathtub, my hair instantly stood on end. Didn't she say she would remain pure for Chen Zi? What did she plan to do with this candlelight dinner and the black silk nurse uniform at home? Although Bai Ningbing's figure was exceptionally good and her face perfectly matched my aesthetic, but I definitely couldn't bring in real feelings for a character. I counted to 3 and at 29 seconds, I tremblingly opened the bathroom door. Bai Ningbing pinned me against the white wall. Her hand naturally rested on my shoulder, scaring me into cursing inwardly. Bai Ningbing slightly furrowed her brows, pressing her finger to my lips. Don't ruin the mood. Just as I was about to push her away, Bai Ningbing's phone rang. She ignored it and even tried to unbutton my shirt. My sharp eyes caught Chen Zi's name on the caller ID. I immediately embodied the villainous male supporting character, pushing Bai Ningbing away and snarling through gritted teeth, "It's so late. What does Chen Zi want calling you?" Thanking the male lead for saving her life. On the other end of the line, Chen Zi lightly coughed twice. His weak voice seemed as if it could be blown away by a gust of wind. "Ningbing, I'm so lonely alone in the hospital. Can you come and stay with me? It's not convenient tonight." Bai Ningbing's cold attitude made me frown just hearing it. Chen Zi had been pursuing her for so long since returning to the country. Why was there no progress at all? "Ningbing, I know you hate me, resent me. Blame me for choosing to leave you to study abroad back then. But I only have you to rely on in this country." Bai Ningbing looked up at me. I guiltily turned my head away, pretending I hadn't heard anything. After all, leaving space for the male and female leads to be alone was also my duty as a professional supporting male character. To my surprise, Bai Ningbing smiled and directly refused. "My husband would get jealous if I went out so late. If you're really bored, I can call a few nurses to accompany you. I'm not jealous at all. I wish you two would hurry up, reconcile, and be inseparable. Please stop bothering me, okay? I don't get paid overtime for this." I cursed under my breath. Suddenly, Bai Ningbing tilted her head and bit my neck hard. I couldn't help but gasp in pain. Unexpectedly, Chen Zi heard it. He cautiously asked Ningbing, "Are you with Fang Yuan right now?" Bai Ningbing let go, her eyes fixed on mine full of warning. She answered impatiently, "Isn't it normal for me to be with my husband?" Mr. Chen, calling a married woman in the middle of the night is a very impolite thing to do, you know that. "Ningbing, have you really forgotten me? Forgotten our past? You said you would only ever love me in this life." Chen Zi's voice was slightly hoarse. Even I was moved. But Bai Ningbing coldly dropped a line, "Let bygones be bygones," and then hung up the phone directly. I was dumbfounded. My heart felt like 1,000 alpacas stampeding through it. These two aren't going to break up, are they? The plot wasn't supposed to be like this. You two should reconcile, and then team up to kick me out. I anxiously and cautiously asked Bai Ningbing, "Are you really not going to the hospital to accompany Chen Zi?" She kept rubbing her head against me and pouted playfully, "That's right. You're my only husband. Why would I go out to accompany other men? From now on, I'll only spoil you and love you, okay?" I struggled to force a smile. Okay, my foot. I don't have this many tricks up my sleeve. Adding scenes means adding money. Bai Ningbing pressed her body close to me again. Her burning gaze seemed to melt me. I backed away in fear, but she kept pressing forward until she cornered me. "Husband, shouldn't we continue?" "Continue what?" I swallowed hard. My eyes involuntarily darted downward. Isn't this woman usually quite aloof? A handsome guy with 8-pack abs like me had been by her side for 3 years and she remained unmoved. Why was she suddenly acting crazy tonight? Bai Ningbing's face instantly darkened. She grabbed my wrist, forcibly placed my hand on her waist, and complained through gritted teeth, "Of course I'm going to fulfill my duties as a wife, lest someone falsely accuse me of being cold behind my back." My heart jolted. If I hadn't had foresight before transmigrating into the book, knowing that Bai Ningbing was just a plain, ordinary domineering female CEO character, who besides having a few superpowers, didn't have any cheat codes. Otherwise, I would have truly believed she had mind-reading abilities. I smiled guiltily, deliberately changing the subject. "Wife, didn't the doctor tell you to get more rest? Does your head still hurt now?" But internally, I was thinking, I understand. It must have been that accidental car accident half a year ago that made her head silly. Perhaps once she recovers, the deviated plot can return to its proper course. I secretly comforted myself internally. but Bai Ningbing was completely unmoved. She quickly unbuttoned her own shirt. The moment she almost pressed against me, I refuse. No! A man cannot say no. Do you understand? Really, I can't. My face was flushed. I weakly added, my back has been hurting a bit lately. I can't do strenuous exercise. Taking advantage of her dumbfounded expression, I hurriedly escaped into the bathroom. That night I tossed and turned in bed, unable to sleep. It's such a pity. Why did my back have to hurt at this exact moment? Otherwise, I could have at least collected some interest from her. The next day, Bai Ningbing's heavily bruised pander eyes startled me. She glared at me angrily. Warning, don't overthink things in your sleep from now on. I was confused. Why didn't she sleep well either? I arrived at the set to film and saw Chenzi, who had already arrived. He covered his mouth, feigning a weak and pitiful appearance, which even touched the director's heart. Mr. Chen is still sick. Well, use a shot for the slapping scene later. But this stubborn young man insisted on doing it for real. It's fine. Filming requires seriousness. I shouldn't hold back the entire crew because of my personal reason. The director repeatedly gave him thumbs up, praising him as a dedicated and good actor. A smug Chenzi whispered a provocation to me. Mr. Fang, please don't go easy on me later. That's so unnecessary. I don't need him to provoke me, okay? I'm even more eager to be written out of the story than he is. I flexed my wrist. When Bai Ningbing, who was supervising the filming, approached, I expertly put on a vicious expression. The moment Chenzi finished his lines, I raised my hand and slapped him. He immediately fell to the ground. Good heavens. This was too cooperative. I hadn't even hit him yet, and he had already fallen down himself. If he acted like this, I would be thrilled. I immediately called for a stop to the filming and improvised a line. Director Chenzi seems to have been knocked out by my slap. Everyone rushed over to check on Chenzi's condition. Bai Ningbing, at the director's pleading glance, helped him up, preparing to send him to the hospital. But at that moment, Chenzi woke up, trying to maintain his kind persona. He was afraid Bai Ningbing would blame me, and quickly tried to clear my name. Don't blame Fang Yuan. I accidentally fell myself. One immediately added fuel to the fire, voluntarily stepping forward to be cursed at. I did it on purpose, and thoughtfully provided the most logical reason for my wickedness. This slap is to make you remember, Bai Ningbing is not someone you can fantasize about. Chenzi bit his lower lip hard, turning his face away full of grievance, looking like a weak and delicate little boy. No one could help but feel sorry for him. But if I, the villainous male supporting character, wasn't there to serve as a foil, his acting wouldn't be anything special. I took the blame. I sought the curses. Which villainous male supporting character could be more professional than me? I am the next Oscar Best Actor. Just as I was feeling smug internally, Bai Ningbing poured a bucket of cold water over both Chenzi and my heads. She unemotionally exposed us, saying, "The slap scene just now was to fake. Fang Yuan didn't even hit your face. Since you're fine, let's reshoot this scene." I was stunned and Chenzi was stunned too. All the staff present were also frozen in place. At this moment, only the director stood out and echoed Bai Ningbing's words. That's right, Bai and I saw it with our own eyes on camera. That scene was indeed a bit fake. Exposed, we both. One awkwardly dug his toes into the ground. The other was too ashamed to look up. We reshot the slapping scene, and Chenzi received a solid slap from me. His face immediately swelled red. He turned his head and glared at me viciously. I guiltily whispered, "Don't blame me. Blame Bai Ningbing. Things were going so well with our cooperation. Why did she have to come and ruin it?" "Excuse me, Mr. Fang, your voice is too low." I didn't hear clearly. Hey, I was saying, your importance in Bai Ningbing's heart is just so-so. She even told me yesterday that she would only love me from now on. So, I still advise you to give up on her as soon as possible. I deliberately said these things to provoke him, and sure enough, Chenzi immediately took. During the subsequent filming, he constantly tried to stick close to Bai Ningbing, and also took the opportunity to bribe the director, deliberately increasing their romantic scenes. To make Bai Ningbing recall the sweetness of her first love, I rarely had free time. deliberately found various excuses to leave the set, to give the male and female leads some alone time. Just as I was drinking and flirting with a girl at a nightclub, my agent called me. He anxiously asked, "Why are you trending again for being criticized?" I instantly sobered up quite a bit and quickly opened Weibo. Oh, it truly was trending. The title was Simp Fang Yuan's extreme addiction slaps the actress first love. It turned out, the video of me slapping Chen Zi and speaking wildly on set was maliciously edited and hyped up. The topic was trending at 30 million. The video's popularity was still soaring. I finally breathed a sigh of relief. Thank goodness. I was worried that Bai Ningbing wouldn't help, and Chen Zi wouldn't trample on me enough to get the desired effect. What, you're still worried Chen Zi won't step on you? My agent barely managed to hold back from cursing on the spot. Alright, I won't bother with you anymore. Just keep digging your own grave. You're about to destroy yourself completely. Fueled by alcohol, I chuckled. Thanks for the good wishes. Once I'm ruined and successfully wrap up filming, he'll definitely give you a big red envelope. My agent was instantly speechless. Thank your whole family. Recalling these 3 years since I transmigrated, I had really gone to great lengths to maintain my simp persona. Wherever Bai Ningbing filmed, I joined that crew. Whatever variety show Bai Ningbing appeared on, I'd eagerly follow her around, like a little puppy serving as a background prop. I laid so much groundwork, all for this moment of being hated by the entire internet. After all the book said, my ultimate fate as this cannon fodder ex-husband was to be cursed out of the entertainment industry by the entire internet, then divorced Bai Ningbing, and receive 11 billion in separation fees from her, finally leaving to live a carefree life as a single rich man. Although there was a small hiccup now, and the divorce hadn't gone smoothly, being ruined and cursed out of the industry could be considered speeding up my wrap-up process. I clicked on the comment section, looking at the messages cursing me. They felt like gold coins being thrown at my face. In a moment of elation, I hugged the girl beside me, generously making a promise follow me from now on. Once I get the separation fee, it'll make you the lead actress, how about that? After having my fun, the waiter still called a taxi for me in the middle of the night. To my surprise, Bai Ningbing was waiting downstairs. She saw me stumbling out of the taxi drunk, and suppressing her anger, dragged me to a corner to question me. Don't tell me you're just sad because you were cursed by antis and went to drown your sorrows in alcohol. I tightly hugged my sugar mommy Bai Ningbing's leg, complaining discontentedly, I am drowning my sorrows in alcohol, but am sad about why you still haven't divorced me. If already prepared the yacht and luxury cars, just waiting for the divorce agreement and the 1 billion to be deposited. Bai Ningbing grabbed my shoulders and gnashed her teeth. What did you say? Say it again. I burped and then completely passed out. When I woke up the next day, Bai Ningbing was nowhere to be found. I couldn't care less where she went. Excitedly, I jumped out of bed and opened the trending topics list. The current top trending searches were resolutely boycott simp, Fang Yuan get out of the entertainment industry forever. Among the angry antis, there were also some paid trolls hired by my agent. At this point, no one could stop me from sabotaging myself. I picked up my keyboard and furiously posted 3 Weibo messages to incite hatred. That's right, I deliberately slapped Chen Zi. He dared to covet the woman I care about. He deserves to pay the price. So what if Bai Ningbing doesn't like me? I just like monopolizing her. If Chen Zi dares to pester Bai Ningbing again, I still won't spare him. Every word danced on the audience's moral bottom line. Even my agent couldn't be bothered with me anymore. You're hopeless, you might as well just completely screw up. I messaged him back to comfort him. Isn't it just getting cursed out of the industry? It's a small matter. It'll pay whatever the termination fee is. Plus, it'll give you a big red envelope. Consider it my thanks for all your hard work cultivating me over the years. It was a long time before my agent replied, and he was still frantically yelling at me, no, Fang Yuan, you've hit the jackpot, do you know that? Quick look at actress Bai Ningbing's Weibo. She just officially announced you and even posted your marriage certificate. what I hastily clicked on her homepage 5 minutes ago. Bai Ningbing publicly posted our wedding photo and captioned it, "My husband loves me too much." That's why he spoke out of turn on public platforms. Please, fans, be more understanding. Also, Mr. Chen, please have some self-respect. After all, I am a married woman. Instantly, the internet exploded. Everyone couldn't believe it. That the actress who once said in a program interview that she could never forget Chen Zi, Bai Ningbing would actually marry a scoundrel like me, and even publicly distanced herself from Chen Zi to protect me. If that's the case, then Fang Yuan isn't the third party in someone else's relationship. Chen Zi is. I've been scolding him for so long. It turns out Chen Zi was the most manipulative one. So Fang Yuan's angry Weibo post cursing Chen Zi wasn't because he was crazy, but because the original partner was publicly stating her position. I looked at the suddenly shifting comments section, dumbfounded. There was absolutely no such plot in the book. I quickly called Bai Ningbing. She hung up and then messaged me back saying she was in a meeting. I didn't dare waste a moment. Grabbing my briefcase, I rushed to her office. She, who was working, raised an eyebrow and looked at me. "No need to be too touched. This is all my duty as a wife." I panted heavily, glaring at her. Cursing inwardly, touched my foot. "What I want is to divorce you. Why did you unilaterally announce our marital status without asking for my opinion?" My slightly displeased voice made Bai Ningbing frown involuntarily, but her voice remained as gentle as ever. "What's wrong, husband? Isn't this what you've always wanted?" I was speechless, choked by her words. Indeed, I had said that when I was her simp, but that was all just acting for the character's sake. Bai Ningbing put down the pen in her hand, got up and walked in front of me, stretching out a finger. She meticulously wiped the sweat from the tip of my nose. She lowered her stance and doted on me. "Ever since we became husband and wife, you've always been the one unilaterally giving to me. 3 years. Even if I were a hard stone, you would have warmed me up. From now on, I will keep a close eye on you and love you dearly, not letting any other gender have a chance, okay?" I forced a smile. "Really, wife? I'm so happy." But inwardly, I was thinking, I'm almost dying of happiness. What the hell is going on with this messed up plot? Just kill me already at this very moment. A commotion came from outside the door. The office door was suddenly pushed open from the outside. The first person to burst in was Chen Zi, full of anger, and close behind were two building security guards. We couldn't stop this gentleman. He insisted on coming up. Seeing Bai Ningbing's cold gaze, Chen Zi, unwilling to give up, questioned her. "Ningbing, why won't you see me?" Seeing this, I tactfully led the security guards away and thoughtfully closed the door, creating a private space for the two of them. Because I was truly worried about the subsequent developments, I quietly opened a crack in the door and eavesdropped on their conversation. Bai Ningbing's attitude remained cold. "Mr. Chen, is there something you need me for?" I couldn't help but chuckle twice. It seemed Bai Ningbing's head was truly knocked silly. She didn't even care about the official male lead anymore. Chen Zi slammed his fist on the table with force, radiating boundless anger. "Ningbing, why are you doing this to me? Don't you know? Because of your marriage, all my career after returning to the country has been ruined. The Ningbing of the past would never do anything to hurt me." "Mr. Chen," Bai Ningbing coldly interrupted him, "I've already considered our past relationship, Mr. Chen. Otherwise, based on you deliberately spending money to hire trolls to stir up trouble online and slander my husband, I would never let you off easily. No, Ningbing, we've known each other for 8 years and been together for 2 years. Don't you still trust my character?" Chen Zi was still stubbornly resisting, refusing to admit anything. "I know. It must be Fang Yuan behind the scenes, trying to sow discord between us. Everyone knows he's always been targeting me. Jealous of me, Ningbing. You absolutely must not be deceived by him." I hid outside the door, nervously gripping the door crack with my fingers. Logically, the domineering CEOs in the book would believe the male lead without question. But why was it different with Bai Ningbing? I vaguely saw that black card, which should have been thrown in my face, was tossed in front of Chen Zi. She said, "The money in here is enough for you to live the rest of your life abroad. From now on, never appear in my sight or Fang Yuan's again. I was dumbfounded. Wasn't that the line Bai Ningbing said to me when she divorced me? Why was it all used on Chen Zi? That black card worth 1 billion should have been my rightful reward. Why was it given to Chen Zi too? Ningbing, don't say any more. Let's leave some dignity for each other. Then Chen Zi was kicked out. I didn't escape in time and was caught red-handed by him. His angry, bloodshot eyes stared fixedly at me, blaming me for stealing his woman. And I was desperately glaring at him, blaming him for taking my money. Fang Yuan, you win. Chen Zi in front of me directly broke the black card in half. At that moment, my heart was bleeding, recalling these 3 years since I transmigrated. Whenever I was about to give up, the 11 billion separation fee was my motivation to persevere. But this money was actually given to and Chen Zi didn't even cherish the fruits of someone else's labor. I trembled with both hands, carefully picking up the broken black card from the ground, wanting to cry but having no tears. Can this still be used? I hadn't even recovered from losing my 11 billion when Chen Zi's fist swung towards my handsome face. This also ignited my anger. Just like that, we fought from the company building down to the street, punching each other hard, without holding back, until my left arm was dislocated, and he broke a rib. We only stopped when we were both sent to the hospital, watching Bai Ningbing lovingly take care of me. Chen Zi's heart completely died. He slinked away from the hospital, but I called out to him. With a solemn expression, I suggested to him, wait. I think we should team up after this. Chen Zi's steps faltered, confused. I slowly sighed and forcefully clutched that half of the black card, making up my mind. All along, I had firmly believed that as long as I diligently followed the plot, I could smoothly survive until the wrap-up. But I never expected the current plot had gone completely off the rails. If I didn't intervene decisively and pull the main storyline back, I was afraid it wouldn't work. Anyway, Chen Zi and I were originally teammates on the same side. He wanted the person, I wanted the Our goals were clear and unified. As long as we teamed up, I believed we could definitely reach the grand finale smoothly. That night, Bai Ningbing received news that Chen Zi and I were simultaneously kidnapped and demanded that she bring 1 billion in ransom to save us both. That's right. This was the big show Chen Zi and I co-starred in. I sat on a seaside reef leisurely munching on an apple. My peripheral vision glanced at the nervous Chen Zi beside me. How is it? Did Bai Ningbing agree to the ransom? She's already on her way with the ransom. Chen Zi still didn't quite trust me. Cautiously staring at my face, he asked, will this really work? Whether it works or not, do you have another plan that can win back Bai Ningbing's heart? I left him speechless. I knew Chen Zi might not believe me, but I also knew he had no other choice with Bai Ningbing. He could only obediently follow my arrangements, treating a desperate situation as a last resort. I tossed the apple core and patted his shoulder comfortingly. Don't worry, brother. As long as the plan proceeds smoothly, Bai Ningbing will eventually return to your side. He vigilantly asked, why are you helping me? I'm not helping you. I'm helping myself. Soon, Bai Ningbing arrived at the agreed location. Chen Zi and I were tied up by the kidnappers. Below us was a cliff leading to the ocean. In the dark night, Bai Ningbing anxiously threw the card to the kidnappers. I brought the money. Can you release them now? I gave the kidnapper a look. He took the card and skillfully recited the lines we had rehearsed beforehand. Missed by 1 billion in ransom can only save one person. Choose your first love or this simp. You have 2 minutes to consider. Otherwise, it'll push both of them down. Are you messing with me? The kidnapper was intimidated by Bai Ningbing's chilling aura. It was only when I desperately prompted him from the side that he snapped back to reality. Miss Bai, isn't this despicable method often used in business war movies? I'm just applying what I've learned. Very good. It perfectly explained the kidnapper's identity and intentions. Next was Chen Zi's performance. Ningbing, just save Fang Yuan. I know you no longer have me in your heart. Since that's the case, why don't I just die? I have to say Chen Zi's acting was still very good, weak yet unyielding. And within that unyieldingness, there was a hint of tenderness. He confessed his deep affection to Bai Ningbing. I only hope that after I die, you can remember me forever. The kidnapper secretly nudged me, signaling that it was my turn to say my last words, but I hadn't prepared any lines at all. Seeing this, the kidnapper helplessly took over and continued so. Miss Bai, have you chosen who will die? I want both of them to live. Bai Ningbing refused to back down at all, but her eyes were constantly fixed on me full of tension. I figured if I dragged it out any longer, she would choose Chen Zi to die. To prevent this from happening, I deliberately pretended to be cunning and fell straight down from the cliff. In the howling sea wind, I vaguely heard Bai Ningbing's heartbreaking cry. Fang Yuan seawater desperately poured into my nose and ears. My body was slowly sinking. Then I managed to untie the ropes, and under the cover of night swam 5 kilometers back to shore. I collapsed on the beach looking up at the sky and roaring wahaha. It finally wrapped up my role and exited the story. Yachts, luxury cars, beautiful women, a carefree retirement life, here I come. Ever since I died and exited I lived the life that all men envy. A single wealthy bachelor's life. After getting the money, I immediately bought a yacht and decided to sail around the Pacific Ocean. And I also gave my sister 100 million as promised. The sister was the kidnapper I had temporarily pulled in as an extra that night. He handed me a glass of champagne and wordly said, Miss Bai won't come looking for us, will she? I took a sip of champagne and squinted, feigning comfort. Don't worry, we've already sailed all the way to the Pacific. Even if Bai Ningbing has immense power, she won't be able to find us. Just as I started to feel smug, I heard a clang, and I was directly shaken off my chair. I took off my sunglasses and nervously looked around. What's going on? Is the yacht going to hit a reef and sink? My sister cautiously reminded me. Miss Bai is chasing us. I followed his finger and looked. Bai Ningbing was standing on another yacht, staring intently at me. Her gaze sent chills down my spine. Holy crap, Bai Ningbing really caught up. It can't be, I clearly died. Did Chen Zi expose my whereabouts? My yacht was forcibly boarded. Bai Ningbing grabbed my arm and forcibly dragged me back. On the way, she didn't say a single word to me for 2 days. Overwhelmed by her hidden rage, I shrank into a corner, not daring to speak. But inwardly, I was frantically searching for a way to save myself. Otherwise, I'll just deny being Fang Yuan and claim to be a stranger with the same face as Fang Yuan. Forget it, I'll just pretend not to know her first, okay? I licked my dry lips. Just as I was about to speak, Bai Ningbing beat me to it. Are you planning to deny being Fang Yuan and pretend not to know me, damn it? How did she know? Bai Ningbing stared at me and sneered. Actually, after that car accident half a year ago, I gained the ability to read your mind. And stop cursing me in your mind right now. I didn't believe it and tested her inwardly. Bai Ningbing is a big idiot. Her face darkened and she slammed her palm heavily on the table. Gritting her teeth, I told you not to curse me in your mind. I'm finished. Family, who can tell me why? A seemingly ordinary female CEO, unexpectedly awakened min-dreading abilities in a car accident, and also maliciously eavesdropped on my thoughts for half a year. So everything I had cursed her about in my mind, she heard it all. No wonder the plot went further and further off track. It's truly terrifying to think about. Bai Ningbing stared into my eyes. I was afraid she would hear my thoughts again, and quickly started reciting Ode to the Goose, 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 Goose. Neck bent towards the sky, singing, white feathers float on green water. Red webbed feet paddle clear ripples. After finishing, I repeated it until I had cycled through it 39 times. Bai Ningbing couldn't take it anymore. She walked forward and pinned me against the white wall, angrily kissing me. Why did you deceive me? Do you want to leave my side that badly? Annette bent towards the sky, singing, enough. Fang Yuan, I blinked my eyes with an innocent expression, but according to the plot in the book, I should have exited the story long ago. And Chen Zi is your destined lover. How can a villainous male supporting character like me really snatch a woman from the male lead? Bai Ningbing bit her red lips tightly. I don't care if this is a script or the real world. The person I like is you, not Chen Zi. But there's no but. Even if the sky falls down, someone taller will hold it up. What are you afraid of? But Chen Zi is here. He's standing right behind you. confessing to me so forcefully like this. It's too much. By Ningbing slowly released me and turned around. Chenzi, dressed in a white suit, stood at the doorway. His face was pale. His first reaction after being exposed was to shift the blame onto me. Ningbing listened to my explanation. This fake death thing wasn't planned by me. The mastermind is actually me. I know the mastermind isn't you. He struggled to force a smile. So you still blame me, right? I don't blame you. By Ningbing lowered her eyelids. Her long eyelashes cast a shadow on her face. She continued helplessly, Chenzi, why don't you understand yet? We ended a long time ago. Ever since I had that car accident half a year ago, I gained the ability to read Fang Yuan's mind. And it was at that time that I realized I was actually just a fictional character in a book. My only purpose for being created was to meet and fall in love with you. When to do what to say at what time. My life was predetermined from the moment I was born. Actually, I don't care about these things. What I've always cared about is you, Chenzi. I heard Fang Yuan say that your purpose for studying abroad was to make time to pursue other female supporting characters. At first, I didn't believe it until I personally went abroad to find you. I saw you using the same methods, the same tactics, to pursue one woman after another just like me. You were so happy, so carefree. You completely forgot about me, didn't you? Chenzi panicked. He hurriedly explained, Ningbing, it's not what you think. My feelings for them are different from my feelings for you. I truly love you. Bai Ningbing smiled and bit her red lips hard. I admit I once liked you very much, but that was only in the past. Go and never come back. Ningbing taking advantage of their entanglement. I inwardly freaked out. So that's how it is. I indirectly caused the plot to deviate, and the male and female leads to break up. The world in the book won't collapse, will it? It won't completely erase me, will it? I rubbed the goosebumps on my arms in fear. I saw Chenzi coldly and ruthlessly drop a line, fine. In leaving Bai Ningbing, don't you dare regret it. Then he turned and left. I panicked trying to sneak away, but Bai Ningbing quick as a flash grabbed me. I'm so wicked. Why don't you quickly throw the divorce agreement and that 1 billion black card in my face and tell me to get lost? She gently cupped my cheeks and whispered a warning, husband, you'll never escape from my side in this lifetime. Chenzi truly didn't appear again. I was always worried that my villainous male supporting character mission would fail and I would be erased by this world. But I waited and waited until our child was born, went to kindergarten, went to elementary school and middle school. Nothing changed. Bai Ningbing retired from the entertainment industry and took me to fulfill our dream of sailing around the Pacific. I sat on the bow of the boat, my heart filled with emotion that the plot had completely deviated. What if in the future, my child and I suddenly disappeared from the story? What would Bai Ningbing do here alone? Finally, a warm embrace suddenly wrapped around me. Bai Ningbing hugged me. Don't worry, husband. If the world restarts again, I will still find a way to come and find you. What if it's not me next time? Then I'll just keep waiting and waiting until I see you.